Simon, you're a 12th Dan
Yes.
black belt in ninjutsu.
Yes. Yeah.
Quite impressive.
Yeah.
And who did you train under?
I trained under a very good friend of mine, Peter King, in the UK until he gave me my 4th Dan, but since then I trained directly under Masaki Hatsumi, the ninjutsu grandmaster in Japan.
So is that where it originally comes from
Yes, yeah, it's an art that was sort of bred out of a different belief system. There's a lot of people, or a few people living in the mountains, and they had a different set of beliefs to the ruling sort of samurai. And samurai were bound by codes of ethics and honour and stuff, whereas the ninjas weren't.
A lot of people, if you say ninja,
Yeah.
the thing is they just appear.
Yes.
What's that one?
That's probably some confusion sewn in to create myths, to make them more fearful in historic times. But also the way of using angles and movement and circular movement and maybe punching and moving under the person's arm to a place where they can't necessarily see. And then you've got maybe in feudal Japan people are wearing helmets, like the samurai would wear like a helmet perhaps. So their field of vision is not great. So as soon as you start to move around here, the person was there but was gone.
What would you say is the difference between judo, taekwondo, karate, shotokan, all those things compared to ninjutsu?
Okay, the main difference is that in ninjutsu you're not confined to winning points in a specific time period. What we're able to do is all focus on is surviving. If that means running away and not fighting, then I've achieved exactly what I want to do. I've wanted to go here, not get into an altercation and go there. And if that means running away, I've done that. If you are in a situation where you have to fight, I don't have to be aggressive. I can concede distance, making you be aggressive. As soon as you punch or kick, you put yourself off balance, and then I can take advantage of that.
Would you say that ninjutsu takes different forms of martial arts, or would you say it's the other way around?
I'd say it's the other way around. I'd say, you know, this art's probably over 1,000 years old, and maybe for reasons to teach soldiers elements that are more complicated have been taken out. So maybe you focus on the punching and kicking aspect, and so the locking and throwing and the grappling stuff that requires more skill, not to get caught up in a fight, is taken away. So
if somebody, you know, was looking at ninjutsu, was watching this, and why would they come and do ninjutsu?
Because they would like to maybe get like as I did, is I've tried a lot of different arts, but then suddenly having everything that makes sense, but all the movements, you're moving in one direction. Some of the arts that I did before, you'd do unarmed fighting, and then you'd have a stick or a sword, and then the movement would be slightly different. But with ninjutsu, everything builds on top of each other, and so what you do without a weapon is absolutely 100% appropriate to what you do with a weapon. It's just a slight detail differences of hand movements and stuff like that, but I'll show you that later on.